Hello and welcome, this is Eagle Eye 621, and today we're going to be upgrading your spawner farms. These really haven't changed in quite a while, but thanks to some of the 1.17 Java snapshots, you can get some extra utility out of these. I'm going to go over the basics, the max upgrade you may have seen in my last video, and then also the new 1.17 upgrades with some timestamps below. Before I do that, if you could take a moment to just hit that sub button and ring that bell, really does help me out on my goal towards reaching 50,000 subscribers. So let's get right into it, and to see what we're going to need, we're going to grab what's in this chest right here. These are the upgrades, these are just some measuring blocks. So let's get that into the inventory. And what you're going to want to do when you're digging out your spawner below is you're going to want to make sure that there is 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks away in each direction. Just like this, some quick counting with Eagle Eye 621. And that means that your wall starts on this 5th block, which we make a square. Now, if you are making a spider spawner specifically, you are going to want to go out an extra block just because of how the spawning algorithms work. You're also going to want to make sure that you have a space cleared which is 2 above, and your ceiling will start up here. Now, most people will put some blocks directly above your spawner. You do not want to do this. This will eliminate about 5% of your efficiency from your farm. So let's get rid of that. And instead, we're going to do our max upgrade here. And for that, we're going to put some blocks on this side. And then again, we're going to put these back. And our wall is over here on this side. And you can see that we do have the 4 air blocks that we are still maintaining. We are going to put a tripwire hook on either side, just like this, and we're going to connect them with our string all the way through. And now we're going to take some feed from that, and this is our wall on this side. We're going to put a dispenser over here. And this dispenser is going to be filled with arrows. So you can see it already is. And as I said, we're going to take the feed all the way around and set up a comparator clock right here. And this comparator clock is very straightforward. You're just going to put a comparator down in one direction with a repeater in the other direction. Make sure this is on 4 ticks. And we messed it up a little bit because we need to come out one further just so that our redstone connects properly, like this. And then we can bring that all the way to there. And what's going to happen is when, and again that's on 4 ticks, when a skeleton, and let's grab one, spawns, if I can spell skeleton, spawns on top of the spawner, which is what the 2 blocks normally prevent. If I can get it to land, you can see that we have some arrows shoot it off the end. And that makes sure that we don't give up any spawning spaces, but we don't have any issues with our mobs getting stuck on top. And that is as good as you can do for your Java 1.16 in terms of your max spawning rates. Figure about 500 skeletons per hour. But now in the Java 1.17 snapshots, it does allow us to upgrade this even further. And for that, and you can see this is just a setup with already the max in there. You can of course add some hoppers and some chests there to hold more arrows. For our skeletons specifically, we're going to want these things. And the powdered snow is a new block. And let's get all these into the inventory and show you exactly what we're working with right here. And let's actually grab that skelly spawn egg, because in the new snapshots, when a skeleton is sitting, let's also change this to nighttime. When a skeleton is sitting in powdered snow, it will convert into a stray. And you do want this for your spawner farm because the stray will drop special arrows, which the regular skeleton doesn't. So there's no downside into switching it over to the strays. So this is what you're going to want. The problem with a setup like this, however, is that the strays will also take damage when they are in that powdered snow. It seems to me to be a little bit of a bug, but that's just the way it is. So what you're going to want is to set up a drop, and for our drop, we are going to want to have some powdered snow, followed by a cobweb, followed by one more powdered snow, and one last cobweb. And you do want to do it in that specific order. And you can see now, when we have our skeleton drop into that, it will slowly drop through. You can see this guy has already converted, and after a little while, it will start to take damage. As this guy falls through, before it falls out the bottom, you can see now it is taking damage. It will convert into a stray. I did put this a little bit close to the bottom, so let's just get rid of that so you can see it's not going to get stuck. It is actually going to convert before it drops. And it does look a little strange because the skeleton will seem to drop through the snow before it actually converts. But it does convert, as you will see momentarily. So this guy continues to take damage and, of course, will die. And you do need a player or dog kill in order to get your XP and the drops you're looking for. And you can see that it just converted and will now continue to fall all the way on through. So let's put that back. Let's let that guy can just die up here. And how are we going to convert it? And let's switch our time back to the noon so we can see a little bit better. And this is pretty straightforward. We have our normal drop chute, as you can see right there. So from our drop chute, and we can make this glass if we want to be able to see it a little bit better, we're going to start with our powdered snow. Then we're going to use our cobweb. Then we're going to use our powdered snow again and our cobweb. This does not have to be glass, but if you want to see them falling through and converting, then obviously you want to make it a material that does work. And let's give them a little bit of extra room to be able to fall out. And at this layer, we can add our slabs, because at the layer down below, we will put our hopper. And that goes into our chest. You can make that a double chest, of course. And then we can just fill in this area down here where we can stand and swipe at their feet as they drop. You can set this up however you want, of course. Generally speaking, you're going to want an ender chest in here as well as an enchantment setup. And you can see that they do convert and then will fall out to the bottom and wait for you to come and attack their feet, which you can do right there with your sword. You can also drop them one more if you want, just so they don't pop back up into that. Might get a little bit annoying, but we are still well within range of the spawner, so that's not going to be a problem. And these will continue to fall down and to convert and allow you to get those special arrows that you otherwise would not have gotten. As for our other upgrade, what we're looking at over here are for these zombies. And zombies are special in this version. We can convert them using the materials in this chest, which is really just some water buckets. And the reason that you're going to want to do that, and again, let's set this to night. And let's also get some zombie eggs here, is because in 1.17, what you can do is you can convert this zombie to a drowned, and that is nothing new, of course, but what is new is that now these zombies, when they convert to drowns, or just the drowns normally, will drop potentially a copper ingot instead of the iron ingot that they used to have a small percentage chance of dropping. And that is going to be a lot better. If you need iron, I have some iron farms. I'll link one right now in the iCards and down below. But this is our first renewable copper. It is, of course, slow compared to just mining, but it is renewable and it is an addition to your XP farm. So it is worth doing. And this guy will start to shake, as you can see. And then at some point after it starts shaking, it will convert into the drowned. We'll leave him up there for now, and let's switch this back to our noon time again so we can see. And this is going to also be pretty simple and straightforward. This is our drop chute, so we're just going to add a couple of extra blocks right like this. And then we can take some half slabs to make it a little bit easier, like this. And then our hopper is going to come down at the level just below there. So hopper underneath into our chest or double chest. And then you can make this layer your floor, or for this you can go one down if that makes it a little easier for you. But I'm just going to keep it at the same level. And you can drop down, as I said, and you're well within the correct amount. And then you just want to make sure that you actually fill this place in with the water instead of dropping down all the way to the bottom. And just get in here and add our water and water. And now they will fall in, they will convert, and you can attack their legs just like this. When the babies come, they still can't see you because of that half slab, and you can get your renewable copper just like that instead of going mining for it. And it is actually a reason to think about one of these zombie spawners. Typically, your skeleton spawner is where it's at, mostly for the bone meal and, of course, the XP. The rotten flesh really isn't a worthwhile drop, but the copper is a worthwhile drop and just gives you that extra advantage of being able to get that, as I noted, again, renewable copper. And you can chop at the legs right there. You will have a little bit of overlap depending on how fast they spawn. Not a big deal, but most of your zombies will convert into drowned before you have to kill them. You can set up a little bit more complicated of a thing if you just put a piston right here to push in and block before they fall down so that you can wait and kill them all and then do it. But that's really all there is to it. So you should now be looking to upgrade your spawner farms and get that little bit of extra advantage out of them that you couldn't get before. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate that like. Found it interesting, maybe even tell one of your friends or your favorite Minecraft YouTubers to see if they'll build this in their world to help them out a little bit. And for more videos like this, of course, do be sure to subscribe. Thanks for stopping by.